Money, Tal.
Hi. So Fly Money actually started from a need of my students. I was a lecturer for finance in the largest college in Israel when three of my students came to me and they told me, Tal, we are about to travel to India. What is the best place to get our Indian rupee from? Naturally, I told them, what? And they said, yeah, should we go and exchange at the bank? Maybe withdraw from an ATM? Do they accept credit cards in India? Maybe there's a local payment app that we should use? And then I took a deep dive into this industry because me, personally, I only use cards when I'm abroad and figured out it's a $720 billion industry of leisure travelers paying on destination, need to exchange currency. This is a totally offline industry dominated by banks, currency exchange shops, and some other minor players. Zero transparency, commissions, fees all over the place, and it's a very fragmented industry. And it's getting more and more fragmented. Because in the past 4 years, there were emerging 150 new local payment methods around the globe. These are inaccessible for travelers. If a UK traveler travels to India, he cannot issue himself a Paytm account. He does not hold an Indian bank account. Same thing for Chinese people traveling to the US, can't have Apple Pay in order to pay like locals. And this is exactly what we're doing. Fly Money helps travelers pay like locals. We enable them to pre-order the local payment method of the country where they're traveling to so they can actually pay like locals. We enable travelers to pre-order every one of 3 payment methods: cash, prepaid card, or a mobile wallet, all depending on where you're traveling to. If you're traveling to the Philippines, we'll give you cash. If you're traveling to Japan, we're going to give you the local prepaid card accepted in most of the merchants around the country. And if you're new going to India, you're going to need Paytm, so we issue you a sub-account under Fly Money account so you can actually pay like a local. Our product enables customers post-booking within OTAs and travel insurance companies to also add the currency solution for their upcoming trip. And we have 18% conversion rate from click to customer of any traveler that lands onto our website. If we take it to zoom out just for 1 second, we have 2 industries that does not speak. The travel industry consisted of the OTAs, airlines, and travel insurance companies, and the currency providers. There were a number of attempts to try and actually cooperate there, but it didn't work. Fly Money gets there and integrates with both ends, delivering to the travel industry new revenue channel with data enrichment and removing a lot of friction, while the currency provider gets new volume, new customers, and a global exposure. We have amazing technology, but I won't get into it right now. And we're already operating in 2 markets, the Israeli market and the German market, working with more than 30 different travel brands. And our next markets are the Russian, Scandinavian, China, and Japan. Japan, due to this amazing event that's going to arrive 40 million travelers to Japan, that is not aware that half of merchants in Japan doesn't really accept credit cards. The way that we make money is from the average transaction of $600. We make revenue of $12, and our customer acquisition cost is $6, making our LTV 5 times higher than our customer acquisition cost. And we bring customers from both B2B2C partnerships and B2C, actually currently half within them. Our revenue is growing 2 to 3 times every year. This year, we hit the $3 million mark in revenues and exchanged almost $70 million with more than 100,000 customers, and 1/3 of them are actually returning customers from the previous years. This team is extremely experienced, coming from the financial area, biz dev, technology, and product. And in terms of competition, we actually aggregate all competitors into Fly Money platform. So we are competitors with the same solutions that we're actually aggregating within. And so far, we've raised $1.4 million, all from business angels in Germany and Israel. And we're preparing for a $5 million round in order to accelerate our growth and continue the 3 times growth every year and make more and more integrations with local payment methods. So far, we've won the Visa Europe International Award for Most Promising Travel Technology and FinTech Company, and got accepted to Google and won WTM just 2 weeks ago for the Most Promising Startup for 2019. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tal. Under the Dragon Stand.
So I have a bunch of questions, including how do you get me my card or cash? How far in advance do I need to think about this? Because I just go to the ATM, when I get to the airport. Totally. And if I've gotten a card from you and I've gotten too much money, do you keep the money or can I get the money back somehow?
Right. So me personally, I also use mostly cards when I'm abroad, but this is not the case for so many travelers. If you travel to India, to Japan, to China, to Africa, to Latin America, and also coming from these exact markets, they don't own cards that actually work properly internationally. So this is the markets that we're aiming.
Gotcha.
In terms of how much time you need to order your currency solution, if it's cash, it can be 3 hours before your flight. If it's a card, you can collect that at the airport when you land.
So you have people in all these airports to deliver?
We integrate with currency providers that already have the existing solutions over there, and this is exactly the target audience of ours.
So like I land and some guy gives me a bag of cash. It sounds a little dodgy.
So you go to either TravelX or Reisebank, financial institutions, regulated ones that we cooperate with in every place that we're working at.
So I'm going to ask you, so it seems like you're kind of aiming at a problem that it just seems like technology is going to make this problem go away. I mean, why would you not aim at, instead of trying to figure out how to, say, provide cash, I mean, I understand that's necessary now. How about a card that does work everywhere? I mean, I don't understand the industry that well, but you talk about digital wallets and, the world is rapidly going to very high adoption for mobile phones, whether the smartphone or not. I'm just curious, why you aren't sort of heading that way.
So the trend that we're seeing right now is actually not a consolidation, but a fragmentation. In every market, there is a new domestic local payment method. We just heard of Myanmar or China, and these payment methods do not connect. If you are a Yandex Money customer from Russia, you cannot just transfer your money to a WeChat account in order to pay in China like a local. What we do is exactly bridging this gap. We see this industry as a very fragmented one, and Fly Money is aggregating them.
Okay.
When are you going to help us get our money back? I mean, I just can't get beyond this point. Like, a lot of people don't want to get money in advance because they don't know how much they're going to need. And you land in the airport and you go to TravelX and you get as much money as you need for that few days, and then you feel pretty good about it. And that way you feel like your breakage is minimal. If you could solve breakage on that, that would be a huge, I think, customer pain point.
Maybe if you have these checks that you can only use when you're traveling?
Oh, that's interesting. You just peel them off, and they're secure? Yeah, that's interesting.
So obviously, if you have a prepaid card or a mobile wallet, we deposit the money directly back to your account. So we just exchange the money back
to the mobile.
Exactly.
So it's a two-way thing.
Exactly.
Okay, that's good.
Yep.
You went through that slide pretty quick, but did I hear correctly? You're basically live or kind of at scale in 2 countries, and then many, many more to go. Is that, there was Germany, Israel, and then like Japan's on the future roadmap. Can you talk a little bit about how broadly you're out there?
In 10 seconds.
So we have integrated with 4 payment institutions or financial institutions that can provide the currency to our travelers in these 2 markets. And then we enable local OTAs and travel insurance companies to actually cross-sell currency.
Thank you very much, Tal.
Thanks, Tal.